What is clear?
He's asking me to swim in the fish pond, guys. Is it even allowed?
As long as water is clear and everything is just possible, you can just swim.
No.
There's no big issue.
That is contaminating the water that the fish.
Who told you?
But how can
There's no contamination there.
For real?
Sometimes, what about whenever I insert myself inside there with
Eh?
Yeah, we are ongoing with life.
Yeah.
We are leaving. The compound. We are trespassing outside. This is the perimeter wall alongside this area. We are heading to my fish farm project, so as we can bring you more of the content coming live, one-on-one from my project. So we are going to discuss more over whatever we have just stocked there and what we have there already. So the feeding protocols, how it's just done, what do we have alongside that area, how the area looks like, and everything apart from. Now this is the beginning now of my project, which we are going to discuss more of it at my farm, and everything is going to be coming to you live. This is a trespass outside of Ayamaro, Filamenjin.
As you can see, by the way, it's a farm that it was planted May some time back, and they've just harvested.
Yeah, sure.
So we headed to the fish farm, to the fish pond. So we're just trespassing on the farm. So we're just trespassing on Marwal's shamba. So he also has some kales, but they have really dried because the sun that is around this area, my people, it's really hot. So we headed to the fish pond. Something that I've just noticed about fish farming, it needs somewhere that is very swampy. If you notice like this grass, I don't know the name of this grass, maybe you can tell us the name of the grass.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm not a grassologist.
Okay, it looks like a napier grass, literally, but it's not.
They always appear when...
Oh my God!
Whatever is happening. Today is today. So this
this part of the vlogging, guys, it's not easy. So let me tell you what has just happened. This place is very swampy, so I've just my leg has just sunk in some mud. Let me show you the kind of mud that my leg has. But this water seems to be clean. This place is so muddy, so I've just stepped in some water and my leg has sinked inside.
You're always to sink. So
the struggles that we go through. I
have a lot of water there. You will wash yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why he's a big fish farmer. So he has advised me, anytime you come to such a farm, you must wear shoes like these ones that he's wearing here.
Yeah. Look at this. Look at this. It's called a multi-purpose.
Multi-purpose shoes. Yeah. And I'm telling you, these shoes, even a needle cannot trespass through it. Is it trespassing?
This was a very big surprise from France.
Really?
Of course, yes. Yeah. So due to unconditional circumstances of how whenever we started during the party time, the rain was so high and we had so much mud there, and some people could not have gumboots. So a person sent me these shoes so that I can be wearing and everything will just be good.
This person was very thoughtful.
What? This
shoes is really good by the way, and it's multi-purpose.
Multi-purpose.
Yeah, it's a very nice boot.
Today I'm in Shamba. Tomorrow I'll be concreting with it. Tomorrow but one ceremony anywhere. So
anywhere.
It can go. It's a multi-purpose.
Okay, guys, we are heading there. We headed there. We're still trespassing on someone's garden, of which it's not allowed.
This one nice.
Oh, this one is also a fish pond, but it didn't manage to do well.
This place you cannot find.
We're just struggling here with the trespassing.
Will you jump there?
Yeah, I can pass through there. Oh my God! Where? Hey, guys, are you sure we'll be able to
come?
We have someone else there. Let's see. See. It's your turn.
Bring the guitar through.
Guys, this place is so muddy. So, anytime that you want to construct a fish pond, make sure the place is muddy and very swampy. We finally there.
This is the first fish pond here.
Guys, we've just met the first fish pond. Look at that.
The first fish pond here. And
I can see some plants in water.
Those are now the phytoplanktons and the zooplanktons.
What are those?
Those are just the algae.
Algae.
Algae. Algae.
Algae. Oh, okay, I know them as algae.
Yeah, algae. So we have the green algae here.
Uh-huh.
But, we can now go and see now the normal processing of the fish farm.
Okay.
This is just here for restocking.
Uh-huh.
Whenever I want to change the fish, I want to do something with changing, I have to drop them here. But the real growing of fish, it's at that far end shamba.
Okay, as you can see from the far end.
So that's where we are heading, eh?
That's where we're heading. I can see some like 3 fish ponds, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So like what motivated you to start a fish pond, you know?
In terms of motivation?
Yeah, what motivated you to start to be a fish farmer?
I have a very big history.
About that, that's what we want to hear, because you'll motivate some souls like us here. Okay. Yeah.
The thing is, guys, keep it locked. That's the question I'm going to answer. The first question, whenever now we reach the destination, we chill somewhere else so as we can just chit chat and make everything in a straight panel.
All right, guys.
It's coming to you one-on-one
live. Is our fish pond. I just want to do a hop, step, and jump over here. Hope I'll manage. Yeah, like that. So guys, look at how big this fish pond is.
So let me go and bring some of the feeds. I do store them at that. We can talk about there's a home here. Okay. I've been storing some of the.
He's going to tell us more about this fish farming. You know, when you come up with something and it becomes successful, you must have a story to tell behind it, you know. Whether the story is successful or not successful, for me that I need a lot of fish, I can always be coming here when they're ready to harvest. I get some for myself, then we make a meal through them. So here are some of our fruits that we always eat. If you know these fruits, leave the comment under leave the name on my comment section. I really love these fruits, but you can see like this one, it's not like planted really. Let me tell you the name of the fruit. It's a guava tree. Tunaita mpera kwa Kiswahili. So I think the ones that I've just plucked on the tree, they are ripen. So I'm going to eat too. I know you're gonna ask me why I'm not washing them. These are fish pond. There's no clean water here. Yeah. That's very cool. It's been long since I ate guava. For me, I chew the outer, how is it called? The outer skin. I don't know the name. Oh, and you feel the guava is ripen. Look at that. The guava is ripen. And you find I can also see some avocados. Village life is really good. You eat guava when you're done eating, and remember these are fruits. They help in digestion. On the other hand here, we have avocados. By the way, I really wish to be a big farmer of avocados because they really have market these days. Imagine you go in the market to buy some avocados. Let me show you some size. You find avocado of this size, this small avocado, and they sell it at 50 Kenya shillings. 50 Kenya shillings is equivalent to, it's not even $1. So some fruits are really expensive out here. I really wish to start my own farm and just farm a lot of fruits, mostly avocados and mangoes and pawpaws. Oh my god, I really love pawpaws a lot. Yeah. See who is fighting to get a fruit from the tree.
They're called guavas.
They're called guavas. And they are not planted.
These ones?
Are they planted?
They are.
For real?
The way you eat that one, then you ingest somewhere.
Yeah.
It the forest. You know, whenever you now swallow, you break the dormancy. Now, whenever you ingest, ingestion time.
If you know, you know. You're really good at biology. Yeah. I noticed it with the first day. Guys, look at those fish. He's fishing them for commercial purposes. As you can see them from a far end. I don't have a waterproof phone. But you can see them from from here. You can see them. This big fish pond has 2,500 fish. The other one has around 1,500. Then we have the one that at the far end. It also has the same number as this one. You can see the fish are still small. Yeah. He's just brought them some food, so I think that's why they are reacting like that. But he has not fed them yet. I'm also going to feed them. I'll show you how they are being fed. Then on the side, this place is very cool and awesome. I think you can see a river flowing over there, just beside the fish pond. I feel like swimming.
You want to swim?
Yeah.
Be in.
But the water is shallow. I'd really wish the water could be...
So we have the fish ponds here.
How can you swim in a fish pond?
Well, what's the problem? What is clear?
He's asking me to swim in the fish pond, guys. Is it even allowed?
As long as water is clear and everything is just possible, you can just swim.
No.
That's not good.
That is contaminating the water that the fish...
Who told you?
But how can
There's no contamination there.
For real?
Sometimes, what about whenever I insert myself inside there with, it's called swimming gears or dirty gears. It's just called a wading cloth. So you can just get inside there. And sometimes we always dirtify water, you know, whenever you are now walking inside there. So does it affect the fish? No. You can just enter inside there, walk everywhere, and there's no big issue about that. But it's not safe, you know.
Yeah, for me I know it's not safe because of maybe some small insects and small animals in water.
Yeah, sure. So guys, now we are live, cool here, relaxed a bit, and we can now cherish together. Look at how this area is. And this is where now I want to make a biggest resort. Upcoming resort. From April. I will be launching A-shaped Airbnbs where I've just planned for everything. I'm just waiting for the in concept. Whenever I finish Ayamarua's terrazzo, it's gonna be here from April. So he wants to do the quotation and everything. So this is what will be chatting.
Okay. Yeah. So where exactly are you going to build the Airbnbs? Where is your construction going to lay?
Airbnbs is going to be constructed on upper area. And that, you want to go there?
Yeah, we can go there just and catch up.
So guys, I want to show her, she's talking about, she wants to know where the result can be and how the management of this area will just be put in progress from April coming. And the only area I want to transform into a resort is just onto this area here. This is where I want to get, let me show the people on the other. So this is the area I want to get what's called, you can just keep
an Airbnb?
Yeah, Airbnb. Guys, this area, most of the people can be asking which place are you talking about placing Airbnbs and which kind of a resort are you going to have to construct here. My land is just from the riverside, which is the river YouTube. From down there, we have an eucalyptus tree there. Until at the upper area, we have a small napier grass crossing alongside that area, going to where the big napier grass and the big tree is.
Over there where you can see the napier grass?
And it's going up to the river. And I want by this, can talk about this much. I'm gonna be purchasing that plot and that far end. That one at the far end. So
the plot between the fish pond and
yeah,
the wall.
One. Yeah. So I want to purchase that one, which is very soon, so as I can expand the fish ponds towards that area. So at this upper area, this is where I want to construct an Airbnb, A-frame Airbnbs, which is just one. We can talk about a one floor.
One floor, yeah.
Yeah, a one floor Airbnb.
It's an apartment, yeah.
Yeah, it's like yeah, sure. So they're going to be double, but by now I'm going to start with one. Then I'll add another one, but they should be linked together with a corridor.
Okay.
So everything is just coming to you live here, and this part is called a swimming. It's called a fishing zone.
A fishing
I'll
zone.
be constructing a fishing zone. This fish pond is the third fish pond. It's going to be the one providing the services of fishing. So the fish we have just stocked here already. There are 3 fish ponds here.
Yeah.
That is the big one at the far end, followed by this one where
this one.
Yeah. Then this is the third one.
Okay.
And the first fish pond constitute, or we have stocked there 2,500 fish already.
Okay.
And they are now 1 month old. Then this is the third fish pond. It has 2,500 too.
Okay.
And this is the third one. It has 1,500, and 500 extra is can talk about 500 the big ones. You know, I am bought a whole fish pond from here and transferred the fish from here to
his fish pond.
So they are the extra fish that were here that I never sold to him, because I sold to him a specific number.
Okay.
So the extra number, they're just here, so they are so big enough. Even we can just introduce the feed, so as you can now see how they're bubbling.
Okay. And I had really wanted to know, what kind of fish do you rear in this fish pond of yours?
Okay, we do rear tilapia fish. Tilapia fish, which are just the species.
The species, those are just normal fish. I think people know about them.
Tilapia fish.
Yeah.
And the reason why we do rear tilapia fish, they have a high growth rate, and also they are observable. You can observe them, and they are linked with people. Whenever they see people, they come. You can now notice which condition they are. If they are so hungry, they do come where people are. So whenever you train them that way, they are so trainable.
Okay.
So that's why we just go for them. But it's not just female tilapia. They are just called monosex tilapia.
Monosex.
Just the male tilapia only.
Okay, that's very unique, because for me, I've never known like a fish has like, okay, I don't know how they multiply, but I've never known they have like the male sex and the female sex.
Yeah, but the male sex is called monosex of male only.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I'm reading. And the reason behind why we are just using the monosex is because whenever it reaches at a point where they now want to lay some eggs, you know, they are called mouth breathers.
Yeah.
They bring their eggs via the mouth.
Through the mouth.
Yeah. So whenever now they lay eggs, the male one goes and look for a specific place where the female can lay eggs. So in that position now, it's called the spawning time of male.
Okay.
So that spawning time, the male tilapia develop different colors on top of the head. So they sometimes have a pale green color, sometimes they have red color, sometimes bluish in color. So in that period of time, it's called the spawning time. So they go and look for a very small area. They create something called a barrow. A barrow is something like can talk about a spot, a pot of water, where it's a small pot. Okay, like underground.
Inside, like maybe in one.
The fish pond, down either the bottom wise or sideways.
Sideways.
Yeah.
Okay.
So whenever they create those ones, then those reflecting color in that spawning time is to attract the female. So whenever it attracts the female, it brings it where the barrow is. It's like the human beings. They do apply.
Yeah.
So now it lures the female from the destination, then it brings it to where the barrow is, so it can lay eggs. Whenever now the female lays eggs, so they go and fertilize. It's just external fertilization. Yeah. Then the female uptake or incubate the eggs, because the mouth has the relevant temperature for the hatching of the fish. You know that? So now in that period of time, now that's why we go for the male only. That's now the period. Because now the female has incubated some of the eggs for the hatching, because the mouth has the relevant temperature for the hatching. It goes to the underground. It can stay there so as the temperature can be at the same or the constant temperature for the hatching. So that period of time, the female don't eat, don't drink water.
For what period
like
of time?
12 days, 7 to 12 days.
Okay.
So in that period of time now, the male, whenever you are now throwing feeds, the male are consuming.
Yeah.
So in that time now, male bypass the female. So you can get sometimes you have stocked fish and to one fish pond, but some are small, some are big. So you just wonder why. The small ones are mostly the female.
Female, yeah.
And the big one are mostly the male one, because they don't undergo the process of the hatching process.
The hatching process.
Like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So and the feeds we are just using, these are just called the
what kind of
pellets.
feeds are these?
They're just the fish pellets, and 2 millimeters inches, 3 millimeters, and 4 millimeters, because of different sizes we have. Even we have the mashes. You can do this one and see we have the mashes.
Yeah.
That's the mashes for the small ones.
Okay.
And we do these ones are just floaters. They only float on top of water.
For these
Yeah, they only float on top of water.
Okay.
Because the female, or we can talk about the tilapia fish, are called top feeders. They only feed
on top of
whatever is floating on top of water. Whatever goes down,
they don't feed
they
on
don't
that.
consume. So in that period of time, some people can ask us such a question that why are you stocking more of the fish onto this area? Because in a constant way, if you want to rear for the starting people, you can not just keep yourself like me. Because one fish pond here can just only hold 1,000 fish. But me, I go to an extent of 2,500, doubling everything, because I can just use the intensive part of feeding.
Okay.
So we have different types of feeding. You can use the intensive part of feeding. You can use the manual feeding. You can use the phytoplankton, or they can just feed on themselves.
Okay.
So whenever now you stock more than the gauge of your fish pond, you should introduce the intensive feed fishing, which is just the use of the concentrated feeds only.
Okay.
So like now I will be feeding them twice a day, and they do consume like talk about 10 kgs per day.
10 kgs of the feeds?
Yeah, per day.
That means in all fish ponds?
All fish ponds. 10 kgs per day.
Okay, I was almost asking like how often do you feed them, but you always feed them daily?
Daily twice.
Okay.
Yeah, around 10 a.m. and around 4 p.m. So by today I was so relaxed because of yesterday I did some of the job there, and I was not feeling well, so I never turned on during the 10 a.m. So the 4 p.m. now I'm coming a little bit more earlier than 4, so I'll just be feeding them once today. And everything now goes on, it's just for 6 months old. They are going to have a size of 300 grams to 500 grams in 6 months, which is just the Kenya shillings, 300 shillings to 400 to 500.
Oh, so that fish can still be eaten by then?
Yeah, in 6 months, very big one, very big.
And for the fish that we buy for around 500 shillings, how long do they take for them to like?
It's done 8 to 10 months.
Really?
Yeah, 8 to 10 months. This is just a long investment.
Okay, a long-term investment.
Whenever you stock here, it's the only profit some people can just ask you.
Sorry guys, there's a lot of wind, but you'll bear with us.
Always feed the fish the way the wind is blowing. If the wind is blowing to that area, you just throw feeds from the opposite direction so that they can now flow to the other part. Yeah. So like by now, we can just start from that far end, so as wind is blowing towards this end. So you'll just be noticing how water is now moving.
Yeah. The waves of the water. You can see the waves are moving towards the area that we are coming from.
We can even just use this point as an example. You now see what is happening. You see, we have fish there.
Yeah, you see the fish?
See them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this one seems to be very big compared to the other fish that...
these are the big ones, because I've told you I am more purchased and some remained here.
Yeah, you can see people, you can see how the fish are feeding.
Now the food is almost finished, you see now? So look at how now the feet are moving.
Yeah.
So every fish will just get something. And this is how they are now feeding. And the feet are, they are floating on top of water.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is what we are just embracing, and that's why we go for the qualified products.
Even these small ones are fish?
Yeah, those are fish. We have the small ones and the big ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the time that you want to harvest the big fish,
yeah.
What method are you using to like harvest the big fish?
I have a net.
So that you can't
I have a harvesting net called a net passing net. So it covers one of the sides. The weeded side, it covers full weeded side. So one catches at one point, another one at the far point. So you pull the net towards one point. So you just get the fish from that point. So that net has different pots, which is called the holes. It has. We have the one with 2 inches. We have one with 1.5, 1 inch. So it depends with your market now. If they want a big fish, you use the 2 inches, whereby the small fish do pass, but the big one are at and we always have the gears to enter the water, because whenever, sometimes somebody can just come here and tell me, I want to purchase the whole of this one here, regardless small or big. I'll come with a mosquito net because of the small size, you know. Yeah. So first time, if I want to harvest it, because whenever I harvest everything from here. I do allow water to get out, which is just opening.
So it has an outlet.
It has an outlet, yeah, the outlet. So I open the outlet so the water can just be out all of it. Then I harvest 1 fish pond at each.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what it does. And you can now notice that water is somehow greenish, pale green.
Yeah, why by this is the water pale green?
This is now called fertilization process. In terms of fertilization process, we have 2 different types of fertilizers you can just use, or 3. We can talk about the commercial fertilizers, which is just the DAP, diammonium phosphate, or you can just use manure, the ready one for the shamba, or you can just use the cow dung or the chime. Do you know the chime?
I don't know about the chime. What is it?
Have you gone to a slaughterhouse?
Not really.
They slaughter cow, then they remove something from the stomach.
See, that is cow dung.
No. The process, the cow dung is the processed one. But this one is swallowed, then before it's processed, it's removed.
Okay, yeah. In the intestines, direct. Oh!
Now you know it?
Yeah.
A secret agenda.
Secret agenda.
So guys, whenever you use those 4 agents, they are just called fertilizers or they apply both fertilizers and the water. But me, I always go, look at the fish now. Yeah. There's small fish here.
The small ones, look at those small fish.
There's very many. Look at now, the food here now, they're now done, you know.
The food is done.
Yeah.
Let me throw some food to the fish.
Yeah, whenever she's just throwing. Yeah, that way. They're going to come.
I think farming fish is very interesting.
Of course, yes. And now the big ones are now full, so the small ones now have to pick.
That is enough. That food is just enough.
No, it's not enough. Now, because of the big particles, whenever the big fish swallow 2 or 3 particles, it's full.
For real?
Yeah. Now it goes and do whatever, digest it, then it comes back. So, but the small ones, they do take small. But the feeds are not necessary for the small ones. Yeah, because I have a very big stock of the feeds I purchased, like 50 bags. So there are so many. So I have to feed them with the way I have to feed them, because I have a very large stock of it. And now, guys, I was talking about fertilization process. Fertilization, you can just do it with the concept. We can talk about commercial fertilizers, or you can use the cow dung, you can use chime, or you can just use manure. So, but I do prefer use of cow dung, the wet one, whereby whenever you throw it here, it turns water with an immediate effect. And we have Oh, we have a tortoise. No, we have
What's that?
a tortoise.
That's a tortoise.
Yeah, it's a tortoise.
How did you get it in here?
Yeah, here, so many of them. Yeah, it disappears.
It just disappeared.
Yeah, but I do get them from here to Ayamaro site. Ayamaro needs them mostly, but me, I don't need them. And let's continue with the fertilization process. People might be thinking about, okay, we are somehow going out of the topic a little bit. So fertilization process is done with the agent I've just talked about, and also the purpose of you using the fertilizer or the use of the cow dung and chime, they do go hand in hand. I do prefer the use of cow dung and chime because they turn water with an immediate effect. So we have the 5 positive impacts why we use the cow dung and the chime. First pointer, whenever now they turn water into green, they secure or create that barrier between aerial view, the birds, the predator birds cannot view the fish at the spot. Because you saw them feeding, you talked about, oh, some are big, but by now you cannot see them. The small one you can now see only, but the big one you can never see them. So that's the barrier we talk about. So predators can never get them. So it creates some barrier. Yeah. Okay. The second point is whenever you throw your fertilizer, fertilizer is for the growth of the crops, you know. So if you can just use cow dung as a fertilizer to crops, it has a positive impact whenever now they rot and they remove those nutrients relevant for the growth of crops. So we have algae here already. Yeah. So they nurture the growth of the algae, and it's like fertilization process. So they come out with a high bloom. So as they can just be so healthy in terms of fish feeding. Okay. That's the second point. The third point is that you can just use this water as irrigation purposes because it's already fertilized. It's already fertilized, it has nutrients relevant. That's why you can now see grasses alongside the fish pond. They're so greenish and very healthy. Yeah, sure. And the third point, the fourth point is whenever you use the chime, it has a positive impact of, you know, the chime is the swallowed grass, the chewed grass, grinded, then swallowed. Before it's just digested, it's just removed from the stomachs of the cow. So whenever you throw it here, it has those grass. So those act as food to the fish. Yeah. So the fifth point is the cow dung, the scent from the cow dung doesn't go hand in hand with the serpents. Do you know serpents? Yeah. What are the serpents?
Like the predators,
predator like snakes.
Snakes, yeah.
Snakes, you can never find a snake into this area, ever and ever, because of the scent from the cow dung. So we have those 5 positive impacts why we use fertilizers. But whenever you use the concentrate or the commercial fertilizers, you can just have a good, it will not turn water into green, but it will have a high boost to the algae growth. But more of the algae, we have wind, guys. Wind is blowing here. So whenever we have a very high concentration of algae, it diminishes some of the operations into the water. Because during the night, you know, both the fish and the algae consume oxygen. Yeah, sure. So whenever you have a lot of algae here, it means that you will have a low concentration of oxygen during the night session. So using of the commercial fertilizers is somehow will bring some harm to the fish and to this spot. So whenever you use the other ones like the cow dung, they boost they remove the nutrients more. But DAP remove it once. Yeah, so that's why. And whenever you have a high concentration of the algae, I've just talked about it brings scales during the night. So you'll just be seeing some of the fish suffocating. And also we have some people might be asking.
Is that the reason as to why you see in most lakes or most fish ponds, you just wake up one night and find all fish are just floating?
Sometimes in terms of the oceanic, we have oil spillages. Okay. Yeah, something like that one. So whenever, even right now, just pour here some kerosene or petrol, like 1 liter, you'll find everything is there. It covers all the top side and it doesn't allow air in. Yeah. So whenever now you see the fish bubbling, so whenever it bubbles up, water, whenever it comes up, then goes back, it comes with oxygen. So whenever they now bubble, it's just air rotation or aeration. Yeah, so that's what we call in terms of fish farming. This is the beginning. Guys, we are coming to the end of this vlog a little bit into this fish farming project, and everything is being covered here. You can just learn more of the vibe we have just talked about in terms of fish farming. True. And everything has been analyzed, and you can now share, get more vibes of fish farming, go and visit my YouTube channel, it's _Gintu, get more of the fish vlogs from the construction of the pond. We have site management tools and equipment used in terms of fish farming, and also you can talk about the capacity of stocking. We can talk about the feeding protocols, fertilization of the pond. Why do we have the size of the pond to just have a qualified pond? How do you treat water? If you have some miscellaneous challenges in terms of fish dying, what can you do for the miscellaneous effects? Everything we just get them onto my channel, it's _Gintu. Get the vibe. This is another moment. So thank you very much for you hosting me onto your channel, to come live one-on-one to visit people's. Get the vibe, guys. This is the beginning. Locked. Keep it locked. Thank you very much. So we have a one-on-one Masubo here. He can just introduce himself and say a word.
Yeah, what's up again? Is your boy here, only Masubo, and today we're just coming live one-on-one with the only from the fish farm, guys. So if you're watching this, actually today I'm sick, so I don't have that much vibe. Oh, sorry. But soon, guys, we shall have a lot of vibe. But subscribe to Chef Buiru YouTube channel, I only Masubo, it's
_Gintu. Yeah. So this is the beginning, and also as we are just we are part of the team. Whenever you see somebody who has just launched himself or herself onto this team, we are called Team Marwa Ones. Yeah. So we are continuing as a team. So we have to go to each other's place and visit each other and chit chat, so as we can have that vlog and vibe coming to you and watch more of the videos. This is coming to you live. One-on-one from it's _Gintus.
Subscribe, guys.
Fish farm.
So we're coming to the end of the video. Kindly watch this video. Subscribe to his channel. I'm gonna put their links over there.
Over here, guys. Just look
over there.
Yeah, sure.
Result it is.
So till we meet on our next video.
This is what it is. Wagwan.
Yeah.